Have you heard of macarons? They're a French pastry that's becoming increasingly popular in the United States. Personally, I've never had one, but I've seen tons of bakers talk about how fun they are to make and how they're something that you can continuously get better at. So I figured it was something I wanted to try. Also, fun fact, did you know macaroon only has one O in it? It's M-A-C-A-R-O-N. Oddly enough. I found a recipe on allrecipes.com, uploaded by someone named Elle, a few simple steps, a few simple ingredients, and we can have some homemade macaroons. Let's make them. The first thing you're going to want to do is sift together 1 2/3 cup powdered sugar into a decently large bowl. Alright, here's my final 1/3 cup of powdered sugar, making it 1 2/3 cup. I added a little extra just because my powdered sugar is chunky, so not all of it is sifting through as well. There's our 1 2/3 cup of powdered sugar, which has been sifted. Then you will want to sift in a cup of finely ground almond. Same deal with the almond. You can buy it this way or sift it yourself. I'm going to lightly stir these together with a fork, but not too much because you really don't want to thicken them anymore. You want to keep them very light and very fluffy. And we're going to fold this into our other ingredients in a few minutes. Now we need to get 3 egg whites into the bowl of a stand mixer with a wire whisk attachment. Now the way that I like to separate out my whites, take off your whisk attachment to make it easier. The way I like to separate out my whites is just break your egg and transfer the yolk back and forth. This is a pretty old-fashioned way to do this. And then toss your yolk aside, that's 1, and do the same with your other 2 eggs. I also recommend letting your eggs sit out and warm to room temperature. Now attach your whisk attachment and beat these on a high speed until they're foamy. Start slow, work your way up. They'll become nice and foamy. See how that's pretty foamy now? That's what you're looking for. Now to this you want to add 1/4 cup of regular white sugar. And we're going to beat these together until soft peaks form, which is where when you pull the whisk off, it has a little tail or a little hook, and it falls back on itself really quick, but you would see it for a little bit. So I'll show you what that looks like. Again, beat on a high speed. Now we can test whether these have soft peaks. So a good way to do that is to just get everything off of your wire whisk, grab a little bit and pull it up, and then turn it upside down. See how that kind of had a tail going, but then folds back in on itself? That's pretty good. I'm going to go slightly longer, but not much. Otherwise they'll become firm peaks. Maybe another 30 seconds. I didn't even go 30 seconds, because I really don't want to run the risk of getting firm peaks. Okay, dunk a little. Oh yeah, see that signature curl? That's a soft peak. That's really almost becoming a firm peak, so I'm glad I didn't beat it anymore. Now we need to quickly fold in our sifted powdered sugar and crushed almond mixture. And it says quickly, so it says do it in 30 strokes, and then we're going to test the consistency. 1, 2, 3, 4, 28, 29, and 30. Now either get a pastry bag or a small Ziploc bag or plastic bag of some sort, and we will test this. The recipe recommends using those silicone baking mats that are so popular now. I don't have one, so I'm using parchment paper and I'm spraying it slightly. Okay, so the test we're doing is squirt out about 1.5 inches round of cookie or pastry and see if it flattens into a disc right away or holds firm. Mine seems to be flattening. If yours is staying really firm, you can fold your mixture a few more times. Otherwise, we're going from here. So now just work your way around and squeeze out 1.5 inch diameter cookies. This row over here is a little too close to this row. You want them nicely spaced out. Once you've piped them all out, and piping is when you squeeze it out of the corner of your plastic bag, or you actually have a pastry pipe, let these sit for an hour. They're gonna develop a sort of film on top. So I'm gonna look for that in about an hour. Preheat your oven to 285. After letting your macaroons sit for about an hour, you'll notice if you lightly press them with a butter knife or other object, there'll be some slight resistance. Of course you can push into them. I mean, they're still very delicate, but it won't come away with some of the dough. Your knife or blade won't take some of the pastry dough away. It will push back. So at that point, it's got the hard top, and now we can bake them. Bake your macaroons for 10 minutes. We're looking for them to be set, not brown. It's been 10 minutes and my macaroons seem nice and set. I think I got them out just in the nick of time because they look like they were starting to brown slightly. So let them cool completely before you put your icing on them. Now that my macaroons have cooled, I got them off of the paper. Some of them got a little damaged in the process, and that's okay. And mine might be a little harder than some should be, but they're still very soft and delicate. So now ice them with whatever filling you prefer. I'm using some buttercream I had in the fridge. Maybe I need to warm it up a little bit more. But it's up to you what kind of cream you put in them, and how much and how little. Alright, I've got one of my macaroons. I made my own buttercream frosting and put it in between them. Oh, that's really good. I've never had a macaroon before, so I have no idea how close I am. Mine are a little chewy, but they still have a really light body and a very light flavor. I've got that hint of almond, that hint of sugar. They're really delicious. If you like this video, please subscribe. It really was just a few simple steps to make pretty good macaroons. Thanks for watching.